Okay, class, now let's learn about inverse by properties. Okay, I find it a bit strange. I could not find much examples of it in the lecture notes, so forgive me on the last time I did not taught you about that. Completely missed my mind. Okay, let's say you're given something like this. You're given that A is, doesn't matter. The most important part is you're given A and B equals to 6i. And then you were told that maybe I'll include here as well. Negative 2, 1, 1, 3, negative 2, 1, negative 1, 2, negative 1. And B, 0, 3, 3. This is UPS question number 2A, if you're wondering. It's not in the lecture note, I could not find it. Okay, so this part we are given. And this we are given. And now the question said, find, deduce A inverse. So this is your Thanos. I won't say Thanos yet lah. I'll say that's your, what's the small big boss in infinities? It's not the big guy lah. Roman, is it? Yeah, the henchman of the Thanos. So you need to find it. Okay, this one given, this one given. Before I proceed further, let's discuss a bit about properties of matrices. A times B, is it equals to B times A? No, so arrangement matters. It's like saying of iPhone 6, it's like saying, no. It's like saying 6 Apple phone and, I say that lah. Huh? 6 Apple phone, 6 Apple and phone Apple, I guess, something like that. Arrangement matters in short. Apple phone and phone Apple, I forgot lah. Never mind lah. Stupid jokes. Let's continue. Lawak tak jadi. I mean, the jokes doesn't work. Okay, never mind. Sorry, let's continue. So right now, I want to find A inverse. Do you see any A inverse here? You don't. Okay, let's go a bit more. A is a what? Matrix. Agree? B is a matrix. Let's go with the X. I is a identity matrix, but it's still a matrix, right? 6 is a 6 is a scalar. So is 6 a matrix? Not a matrix. Let's go. I'll touch one more. What happens if A times I? I got A. I times A? I got myself A again. A is like 1. 2 times 1. 1 times 2, you got 1. Doesn't matter. This one, so this one arrangement doesn't matter. Okay? What about if I multiply A inverse multiply with I? I got A inverse back. So I multiply with A inverse remain as A inverse. Take your I as 1. Anything you multiply with 1, you got itself back. Okay? Some people say A multiply A inverse times I, you got A. No, that's wrong. You okay with this? Okay, so right now we don't have our A inverse and we would like to have our A inverse there. So we multiply A inverse. Okay, arrangement matters. So what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is this. I'm multiplying my A inverse on the left or on the right? Left. So my A inverse for the right hand side, it should also appear on the left. Understand that, but this one appears on the left, right? So this one also need to appear on the left. If you put on the right, sir, for this particular one, it's not wrong, but for bigger questions, you're going to get mistakes. So let's just be on the safe side. Put it on the left. We put it also on the left. So right now, once you open our bracket, A inverse AB equals to 6 is what? Scalar. Okay, so I can move my 6. So I just multiply A inverse I. Are you okay? 6 is scalar, so I'll just put it there. A inverse times A? Identity. Or we just simply call it I. IB. A inverse times I? A inverse. Are you okay until this far? If you don't understand, please raise your hand. I'll teach you again. Any part that you got confused somewhere? I don't mind using time stone. Reverse. I times B. You got B. 6 A inverse. Can you see your A inverse now? It's over there, sir. Okay. But I just want A inverse alone. What should I do with the 6? You bring there or divide. You're quite right. 1 over 6. B equals to A inverse. So you found your A inverse. So this is what we call by using properties. So right now here, so A inverse is 1 over 6. What's your B? We know our B. So A inverse 1 over 6, and we know our B. 0, 3, 3, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 1. Should you leave your answer in this form? I highly don't recommend. You need to multiply this one inside. All of them to be more exact. So 0, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 2, 5 over 6, 2 over 3, 1 over 2, 1 over 6. So this is your A inverse. You okay? If you are given, well, when should you use this way? If you are given an equation, something like this. I'll show you another example. Okay, let's say you're given this matrix A, and then you're given this equation A cubed minus A squared minus 6A equals to I. And all of a sudden, find A inverse. How? I like to say this, A inverse equals to what? Why do I like to write this one down? Because if you just said find A inverse, the answer is just here. If I don't have that lah. You know, question said find X and okay, so how are you going to find A inverse in this type? Should you use adjoin? Why not? Why we are not supposed to use adjoin? You are given equation. If you use adjoint, what happened? We got the same answer, right? 0 marks. When people ask, sir, maka kesian tak ada ke, sir? Tak ada. Balik kampung. No PT marks for you. Okay, so how do we solve this one? What do you do just now? What's the first step for what we do just now? We multiply A inverse, right? So right now we are multiplying my A inverse. So we multiplying to the left. A inverse, we multiply this one also A inverse. Are you okay? So what do we get on the left? Since this one is minus, so you need to multiply inside for whole cases. I'll do a bit slow for you. So where should I put my A cube? Left or right? This one need to be on the left. Where should I put my 6? Left side. Are you okay until this far? Okay, A inverse multiply with A cube. What do you get? Y squared. 3 minus 1. As easy as that. This one? A1. What about the last one? I. What about the right side? A inverse I. A inverse I, what do you get? A inverse, not I, not A again, okay? Okay, we got that far. No, so now how do I calculate, A inverse? So A inverse is A squared. How do I get A squared? A times A. Basically, A times A. Do you know how to get that? Just press your calculator. A is just 1. Now, what about 6i? 6i is going to be equal to what? 6, 0, 0, 0, 6, 0, 0, 0, 6. Yeah, I got that a lot. Okay, so how do you get A times A? I taught you last time. Just press your calculator. Be careful and then you get the answer. But properties can also be used for you to find something else, not just A inverse. Let's say if you're given something like this, they told you that this is not finding A inverse, okay? But you use the same technique. Yeah, I think I'll show you this one first. We're given A squared plus MA plus NI equals to 0. Okay, you let's just say you know A. Doesn't matter that much. M and N are constant. How do you pronounce this? M and M. For those who get the jokes. Okay, now find. There are two types of questions. Let's find this one first. Find A inverse. How? How do you find A inverse? By what method? Can we use adjoint? Why not? You are given the equation. Very good. So how? Well, we multiply the whole thing with A inverse. The right side also we multiply with A inverse. Where should I put, left or right? Why left? This one you put on the left. This one also you put on the left, okay? But of course it's 0, sir. Isn't it the same, sir? Yeah. So the right side, A inverse times 0? 0. Now what about here? We can be a bit fast this time. A squared minus 1. A1, yeah, you can say that. A inverse times MA. MI. Are you okay? If you don't understand that one, please raise your hand. Now what about this one? Plus and A inverse. I just want A inverse. I don't want anything else. Firstly, these two, bring it to the right. And A inverse, you can say minus A minus MI, or you can use this way, negative A plus MI. It depends. But I just want A inverse. I don't want the N. What should I do? Divide A inverse 1 over N negative A plus MI. Are you okay? You need to see a few of these, then you get the idea of it. I admit when I was around your age, it took me quite a while. But it's quite easy. It's not that difficult. Okay, there are other types of questions, which is, I won't say tough. Okay, I like these questions. I have a look. It's a 2015 7A UPS. Where you're given A is 10, 7, 4. 10, 5, 2. 5, 4, 3. And B, negative 7, 5, 6. 20, negative 10, negative 20, negative 15, 5, 20. And then the question continue with this. They say that AB give you AB equals to MI. And then suddenly the question said, deduce M and A inverse. Ta-da! How do you calculate that? I'll give you 5 minutes for you to figure out. Is it okay? Yep. Good luck. Okay, some of you might have no idea. What can I say about AB equals to MI? Try and multiply A and B. What do you get? Try and multiply A and B. What do you get? Press your calculator. Okay, if you multiply A and B, you get yourself A, B give you. In exams, I recommend you write this way. 10, 7, 4, 10, 5, 2, 5, 4, 3, times with negative 7, 5, 6, 20, negative 10, negative 20, negative 15, 5, 20. And then you got yourself 10, 0, 0, 0, 10, 0, 0, 0, 10. What can you say about this? How do I relate this to I? It's equals to 10 I. Are you okay? Do you see the relation? So m equals to 10. Why? Okay, by comparing. Are you okay? Do you want me to teach you again? Please raise your hand. So once you get yourself that AB right now is equals to what? AB equals to 10i. Find me A inverse. How do you find A inverse? Should we use adjoin? Why not? You got an equation. So if you got equation, you need to use properties. Good luck. So what you need to do is just multiply the A inverse and then rearrange them. You should get yourself A inverse is 1 over 10b. Okay, and then just multiply the 1 over 10. Do you know b? Yes, we know our b. Just multiply inside. You get the answers. And it's okay if you leave your answers as over 10. I know you can, sir, I can make this 1 over 2. Sir, I can make this is 3 over 5, sir. But sometimes you don't want it to be that way. Because sometimes it's easier for you to calculate this way. And most importantly, you don't get confused when you press your calculator. Are you okay? Do you have any question? Please raise your hand. Right. I have other properties question, but this is not about finding inverse. But the techniques are quite the same. One of the most famous one is this one. Where you are given A squared. Don't worry, it's a calculator, not a phone. If a phone, the person will cry. Ya Ramukila, bless you. Okay, this is quite an interesting question that you need to solve by using properties. You do not know A, you do not know anything, and suddenly they ask you to find A cubed equals to this. You want to show that. We are given what equation? A squared minus 4A plus I equals to 0. So how do I find A cubed? You multiply the whole thing by A, you're right there. So if you multiply this on the left, A, we put this on the left. Remember, arrangement matters. So what will we get? A cubed minus 4A squared plus A equals to 0. So how do I find my A cube? See my A cube over here. I do not want this. Transfer them to the right side. A cube equals to 4A squared minus A. We found our A cube. Congratulations. But is it the same as this? It's not the same. What's our main difference? What's the main difference of this and this? They got I, but I is quite tough. We got what? What do we got extra compared to them? We got A squared. This is the extra. Now how do we throw away this extra? Some people give ideas, sir, multiply A inverse, sir. But the problem with multiplying A inverse, you need to multiply left and right. If you multiply over here, you got yourself A squared. Okay? So we should not be multiplying A inverse. Factorizing, well, that's an interesting idea. If you factorize your A, you got yourself 4A minus I, congratulations. But I got my A outside. And this one doesn't have A outside. Interesting idea, but wrong direction. Maybe we can go further. We got A squared, right? Can I find A squared somewhere in this equation? Yes, I can. The first one here, sir. I can find the A squared there. Can I rearrange it and I get A squared equals to something? Yes, I can. So A squared equals to 4A minus I. Are you okay with that? So right now I am replacing my A squared with this. I'm replacing my A squared with that. So what will I get? 4. Okay, I'm ignoring this one. Continue. So A squared is a 4. Maybe it is a different color. 4A minus I minus A. Try and expand this one. (16A) minus 4I minus A. 16A minus A? 15A minus 4I. These things look familiar. Why? It's the same as what we are trying to show. Of course, you can bring your A cube. Shown. Oh yeah. If I mark your paper, then I know. Ha, my student. Oh, there are more. Okay, I'll end it with this question. Let's say, that'll be a bit interesting. Let's say C. Okay, let's say you are given A inverse and C. Let's say you're given these three. Find X. How? Properties, guy, properties. You know A, you know A inverse, you know C. Find X. Where's your X? This one, right? What I don't need? I don't need A squared. What should I do with A squared? Transfer to that side. I get myself AX equals to C minus. What else should I do? I got my A here. Are you trying to say that we divide it so we got ourselves XC minus A squared over A? This is matrices, it doesn't work that way. times A inverse. You're right. So we multiply A inverse. Left or right? This one, if you put on the right there, you surely got it wrong. Arrangement method, guys. Remember that AB is not equals to BA. So the left side, you get yourself A inverse times A, IX, which is X. This one, A inverse C minus A. So X is merely A inverse C minus A. Press that into your calculator. If you got the value, then you find the answer. You okay? One last type of question. This is actually question number PSPM 2015 number 16. Can I change? Now, one last one for properties. You given this one, A equals to B, C, B negative 1, and we know A and B. Find C. How? This is the last one. Let me ask you one question. If you know A, if you know B, what does it mean? You also know what? If you want to find C, yeah, technically you know C, yeah. If you know A, you know B, you can also know. You also know A inverse. Because the question is not trying to find A inverse, okay? We're trying to find C. So that means we can calculate our way to find A inverse and B inverse. So how C? C is in the middle. They got B inverse, they got B. Let me give you a clue. Your C is here. You don't want what? Let's throw them one by one. You don't want the bodyguard. Okay, let's say you don't want B. How do you take B out? Can I divide by B? A times with B inverse. To the left. Very good. So you multiply B inverse. B inverse. A equals to B, C, B negative 1. You okay? You're multiplying this one to the left. This will solve. These two, what will you get? I. Very good. So you take one of the bodyguard out. How do we take the second bodyguard out? Yep. Now you don't want B inverse. We multiply B on the right. B inverse times B? I. Which give you a C to be standalone over there. ICI equals to CSI. Yeah, just kidding. ICI equals to C. To the left side, you still got yourself B inverse, which you can easily calculate them out. Are you okay? This is question PSPM 2015, number 18, according to our paper. B. Right, that's all for properties.